Was I prepared for that conversation today? Yes, I was. Multiple times. I was even up this morning saying, I know that you're trying to have cops at my residence. You tried to have cops at my residence the night before. You tried to have cops at my residence today, and you were successful in getting to my door. You are trying to have me arrested and raped and murdered, and I'm not allowed to contact the governor because you're rapists who are withholding rape evidence, and she has helped you rape me multiple times. Okay, so do you know that that's illegal, and do you understand that that's why Gretchen is going to be arrested? And do you understand that that's why you are going to be removed from your job and arrested for withholding and covering up rape evidence and then intimidating her with officers? Because nothing about that interaction was meant to make me feel welcome in the city. It was meant to intimidate me and make me feel frightened and make me leave the city. And you've intimidated my husband enough. We have told you to stop intimidating us. We have told you to stop abusing us and slandering us out of jobs and slandering me away from residences based on the sexual trafficking, rape, slavery investigation of which you were profiting from numerously in the news through my research of me getting out hundreds of thousands of millions of comments to the public to make it common knowledge, where I commented millions and millions on millions of even protest groups who made it common knowledge, and those links are cited in every single one of these things of every single rape group that I have uncovered with the terrorist slave rapist group. And you're trying to have a rapist slave rapist group who has murdered MLK. So Gretchen, you realize that MLK was murdered by the Memphis police, so you just called Detroit police to my residence as MLS, trying to end rape slavery, to intimidate me about rape evidence, so you understand that you just tried to commit a very serious hate crime and murder with the police by calling the police on a residence instead of speaking to a civil rights leader, the only civil rights leader, Jesus H. Christ, Michael Leslie Skeleton God, Vice President. So Vice President Michael Leslie Skeleton God, Jesus Christ, Leslie Heaven Hell Purgatory, Santa Muerte Santana Satan Christ, Skeleton Christ. You just tried to have Skeleton Christ, the Terminator, fucking raped and murdered, intimidated by police officers, and you turned off her internet so that she couldn't call for help and then have you guys all also held liable. So Gretchen, you're not going to speak to me yourself. You're acknowledging that you've gotten the voicemails. You're acknowledging that you had threatened me with the police. You're acknowledging the rape. And all of that was just a huge acknowledgement that I'm Vice President-elect. And none of you are saying anything about the person who's building fucking Starfleet, who's queen to the fucking first contact people who are contacting us. But you can't contact me, but you can have me threatened with police officers with guns. Because I'm trying to stop a terrorist attack over here to this church, and I'm trying to stop a terrorist attack over here to Andy. And so you got all of the information, Gretchen, about the terrorist attack that could be planned to be happening to this church over here. Okay, so did you see how easy it was for them to gain access to this place? Okay, so they go in and they just rape and murder somebody. That's no big deal, and then they just start shooting everybody on a fucking church Sunday and say that it was the person in here inside of the building. Okay, so they gain access. So, but they're in here trying to stop the shooter, and then they were just going to stop the shooter just right in time, right? Okay, so how are you going to prove that? Do you understand how much they're trying to fabricate everything? I work inside of Hollywood. Did everybody watch Happy Gilmore? She sat on the bed of herself and the fucking sprinklers were playing. Okay, so you're recognizing that they can hyper-generate environments. Okay, so you just don't care about any of that they could just take all of the footage from all of my Instagram and hyper-generate a fucking environment in here of terrorism? That doesn't bother you. I can't keep playing ignorant baby bitch boy with all of you fucking people over here who just want to rape and murder people with terroristic violence and are mad that you can't turn all of this technology to do major rape slavery against all of us. Okay, so we have a band on the road who out here, we've just now confirmed with these police threatening me that they're in threat of dangerous terroristic violence because those police just threatened me with terroristic violence because nothing about that house call was friendly. And if you look into their backgrounds, where are they related to? Is it to a religious institution that would make them commit a hate crime? Is it to a terrorist organization that's affiliated with these Baptists down here? Do they have affiliation to Tim Phelps? Do they have affiliation to Westboro? Okay, so they have affiliation to Gretchen, who's gotten me raped multiple times. So do you see how you guys are just boxing yourself in? You guys are all boxing yourself in because you don't want to give somebody rape evidence because you don't want them to have the biggest civil rights life case of all time where we just execute all these Phelps on here. So nobody's intimidated the Phelps in any kind of way because they're police officers. When they hold up God hates fag signs, and I'm the only one who's going to prevent all the hate crimes and terrorism from ever happening. And I'm making it so everybody has true love and falls in love, and we have a princess program, and we have world peace, and we go to Starfleet, and we go to space, and your most response that you have to me saying, we can do all of these wonderful things and build the Millennium Falcon in the fucking bay, is stop calling the governor's office. We're going to rape you. And make you critically homeless. That's what you just did to me today. and now you're trying to get me kicked out of my residence, and I could be homeless, and then you want to put me in a mental institution for being smart and brilliant. Stop pretending like you feel compassion. Stop pretending like you're crying over committing a very serious set of hate crimes with the intent to cause civil war so that Trump can threaten people with AK-47s and say, the public's out of control, they can't handle when we rape and murder women. And then fucking go into voting booths and just kill people in the voting booths. And then Alexandria, but Alexandria is doing the same thing. She's doing the same thing. She's doing the exact same thing. She's using a white man as a human shield to do an immigrant fucking takeover and rape of a bunch of fucking people. I didn't even think that was going to be the police at the door. I was just like, she's not going to have the audacity to try to rape and murder the vice president-elect today with the cops. Why was I prepared for that conversation already, Gretchen? And why am I prepared for this one? Why am I even still having this conversation with you today? That I know that if you rape and murder me, that it's about to start civil war. People will die because everybody in the news knows about it. But you're going to go, everybody in the news knows about it, and they're still going to let it happen, just like they let it happen last time, just like you let that happen. And you have no control of the city except to assassinate and rape and murder a white woman because you shook hands with a pedophile. You guys are best friends. Good for you. Good for you and Trump, Gretchen. So you realize that you're not in the right party and that that's false advertising and that you can be arrested for falsely advertising your party advocacy whenever he's being charged with rape and murder? Okay, so everybody's recognizing that you're trying to sell this footage of her in her apartment, and that she's a famous actor, director, and individual, and that she's writing the X-Files for First Contact as the vice president-elect. Who the fuck do you think the fucking aliens would want to talk to? Michael, who's never raped or hurt anybody, or all of you? Michael saves bugs off of the fucking sidewalk. This is why we love her. I mean, she's a good person. You guys can't even let her do punk Spider-Man, but you guys want us to fucking land down here and solve all your fucking problems when she already did. She solves all of ours too. Yeah, you want her to explain aliens in First Contact to a bunch of cops? She's trying to explain it to a bunch of cops right now, and you guys are just like, you guys said to stop calling the governor's office. Oh my God. So why'd they leave whenever she said that she's vice president-elect? Because they know that she is.